Hey everyone. Hey Traps. Y'all join on in. It's Sunday. Hey everybody. Hey. Hey. Hey Nicole. Hey Deidre. Hey Livy. We got a little worship music. Hey man.
Everybody's asking why you always laugh when there is no reason. If I had to go through just so I could be here.
Hey everybody.
It always reminds me, go ahead and be thankful, 'cause I know the blessing.
We're gonna get started in a few minutes. How y'all been? Yeah, we got the victory, baby. Hey, Allison. Hey, brother. My Jesus with me. Everywhere we go, we gonna take Jesus with us. Hey, Miss Deborah. Hey, classmate. You just let them watch you do what they cannot do, and just tell them my God won. They say I'm gonna make it. It couldn't be done, but every time they see me, they say they're gonna won't take no credit. Where my help comes from. Get our praise worship on. T-T-O-O. I got no reason to fear. I got Jesus on my side. Hey. Y'all better get Jesus, baby. All right. Hey, Traps, how y'all doing? It's Sunday. I was having some technical difficulties with my computer, so I'm having to be on the phone again. So how y'all doing? It's Sunday. It's check-in time. How y'all been? Talk to me. Hey, Darian. Y'all check in. How y'all been this week? Did y'all go to church today? Who went to church? Wave at me. If you didn't go to church, did you catch your e-pastor? Wave at me. What y'all do today? What y'all do today? How y'all doing? Okay. Cameron want to say hey. All right, y'all. First of all, I just want to say thank y'all for joining me. I want to ask how y'all been, and we're going to go get right on into it. She wanted to say she been busy. And you called an e-pastor. That's about the same thing here too. Been very, very busy. I called an e-pastor. Y'all know. I told y'all, find your church home. Hey sis, hey Sam. Find your church home. Okay? So we're going to get on into y'all. Remember I told y'all we were going to start back on our relationship series. Okay? So I want to talk about something that's very, very important in relationships. If you married, if you're not married, it really don't even matter. Married, trying to get married, thinking about a relationship. Even with your friends, your family. We're going to talk about communication, the big C. Communication. Communication is so huge in relationships, you all. And you wouldn't be, a lot of relationships struggle because of communication. I know it seems simple. Like, oh my God, why you can't get it together? It's just simple as talking. But you would be surprised. A lot of people don't know how to communicate. And what you think is communication is not communication, and it's not working out for you. Okay, so we need to talk about that. How can you get on one accord with your spouse, with your significant other, people in your family, but mainly when you're in a relationship. And I'm going to talk to married people for a few minutes, okay? Even if you're not married, you're trying to get married, hey, you still can listen at this, all right? Hey, Miss Sandra. So this is what I'm going to say. Communication is key. Communication is key, all right? Hey, Casey, communication is key. Look, if you and your spouse do not have good communication, you're going to struggle. Let me give you some examples. I can use my own self. Like I said, I don't know what's going on between you and your spouse and behind your closed doors. All I can do is talk about what my experiences and things have been. When I first got married, I told y'all, I didn't know how to be no wife. I got married, thought I was ready, but I really didn't even know. I went in with an independent mindset. I done told you all, if you think you're trying to be married, going in with an independent mindset, that's wrong. That's wrong. When you married, that joint is one, okay? You're not independent. You're not independent. Okay? All that INDEPENDT. You need to put that out the window. Because that's going to have you messed up and struggling like I was. I'm just going to tell you the truth, okay? Hey, Roro. Hey, y'all. Hey, Felicia. Let me explain something to you. When your communication ain't together, all you're going to be doing is arguing. Because guess what? When you feel like you got something you want to say, he feel like he got something he want to say, can't nobody get a word in edgewise this y'all. Ain't nothing going through. Okay? What you need to do, we need to take a step back. Communication is key. You got to have a third person to help you with communication. Now, in the African-American community, I don't know about, I got something to tell you something. In the African-American community, people talk about counseling. You're going to either sit there instead of be struggling, or you're going to go and get yourself some help. Ain't nothing wrong with getting you and your spouse some help to help y'all talk through. Because if y'all can't do it on your own, you need somebody else to help you talk through that stuff. Unless you're going to be stuck. Now, what you rather do? Now, I done told y'all, Jesus is a miracle. What you gonna do? Persons that you are dealing with or having trouble with communication, you can't get on the right page. Hey, Tamika, somebody got to be able to shut up and listen. You need a mediator. There you go, Shawanda. Sometimes you need a mediator. It's nothing wrong with having a mediator. Married folks, especially my African-American community, go get you a counselor. Somebody who faith-based. Don't be ashamed of that. We had to have a communicator. Now, look. Me and my spouse, Billy, we not perfect way. And if we can come a very long way, so can you and your household. I was tired of catching it behind my four walls. I was tired of going through that. We needed somebody to help us talk through. Because guess what? I like to talk, and y'all know I like to talk. I'm trying to get my point across. I'm feeling like he ain't hearing me, and vice versa. Okay, D, you right. It does have to be somebody godly. But do not be ashamed. That's what I want to talk about. Y'all, I don't told y'all, these outside people don't matter. If you want your spouse and your marriage to be successful, and your relationship to be successful, and if you got communication problems before you got married, you're going to have communication problems when you get married. Do you understand me? Do you understand me? If you don't know how to effectively communicate, that means somebody gonna have to be quiet. I had to learn to be quiet and listen. Because I was ready to pop off at the mouth. When you got two people that's going at it, all that's gonna do is escalate a situation. Somebody got to be able to back down. Women, it's probably gonna be us. It's okay until the men learn that. Hey, y'all, it's okay. But I'm telling you, if your communication is not on point, if you don't know how to communicate well, and you and your spouse is doing a whole bunch of arguing because he trying to tell you something, you trying to tell him something, and you feel like he don't hear you, and vice versa, you need to get you a mediator, aka a counselor. There is nothing to be ashamed about. African-American community, okay? Nothing to be ashamed about. Going to get you a mediator. D said it's hard to shut up, but you have to learn how to be quiet. Exactly. Sometimes you need to sit back and hush and listen. Shut your mouth. That's what I had to learn to do. When you got two strong-willed people, somebody got to be able to bend. Somebody got to be able to bend, okay? And you can't match level of intensity and anger with anger. Nothing's going to come out of that. Y'all, that is in the Bible. I looked this up, some scripture to begin to communicate in our relationships. Like I said, I didn't know how. I thought what I was doing was right, but all I was doing is escalating the situation, making it worse and worse. That's what I was doing, and it wasn't right. That's discord. That's what the enemy wants. Enemy wants to come in and tear down marriages, because that's the foundation of what's the foundation of a family? A husband and a wife. So if he can come in and disrupt the foundation of a family, he winning, family. And if he don't want you to, if you don't want him to have yours, and you know you're struggling, you better go get you some help and not be shamed. Pray about it with God. I know some people feel like, I don't want nobody in my business. Well, you gonna sit there and keep struggling, knowing you need some help? You want people to think everything all good, but it's really not. Because y'all can't even have a conversation without it going left. That's the problem. Communication is key. Communication is key. It's a way to communicate. Hollering, yelling, fussing, and cussing at each other is not the way. It's just not the way to do it. Okay? The word even talks about that. So in Ephesians 4 and 15, that's why I want to talk about it. I want y'all to make sure you share this with your spouse. Because I have been there, and sometimes I still got to go back to my respective corners. Hey, Panisha, I still got to go to my perspective corner. Hey, Renita, when I feel myself about to get out of character, I'm about to, now, Billy, you about to get cussed out. That ain't right. That is not right. Because if you say something out the way and crazy, what that's going to make the other person do? And y'all have to remember, it's not just you two in the house. You got kids. We want to set example for our children. We want to set example for our male child, and our girls. We don't want the girls to believe that that's how men should be talking to women. And women, we don't want example. It's not just about us. Your communication got to be together. You can talk to a person in love, in truth, and love. But when you angry, y'all need to separate and go and step back. Okay, we had to get us a mediator. I'm not afraid and ashamed to say that. Either you gonna get you some help, or you gonna stay there and still be struggling and looking crazy. That's your choice. I'm just telling you, the Lord saying it ain't got to be like that. Hey, Mookie. Hey, Sharita. It don't have to be like that. I'm telling you, it don't have to be that way. Okay. So Ephesians chapter 4 and 15, speaking truth and love. Paul was telling us this. Paul wrote this. He was talking about speaking in truth and speaking love. He's talking about the love that when you speak in truth and you speak in love, that means you're not angry. You try not to be. If you telling somebody something, it's for the benefit of them. You're not trying to tear them down. What Paul was trying to say, he was talking about agape love, the love that surpasses all love and understanding. The love that works for the benefits of others, not you. Okay, when you speaking in love and truth, we should be speaking to build people up, not tear them down. That's what Paul's talking about when he's talking about in Ephesians 4 and 15, speaking truth and in love. That go for your spouse too. I know they can set us on fire. Women, I know. I know they pig-headed and don't want to listen. Y'all know I know. Okay? But somebody gonna have to stop and be the bigger person. And guess what? It's okay for you to set the example. You can set the example for what you want the tone of your house to be. Hey, Jackie, you set the example. Counter that. When they go high, you bring your voice back down low. A person can't argue with themselves. They cannot do it. Hey, Miss Donna. A person can't argue with themselves. They can try, but they're going to eventually go somewhere and sit down. I'm not just talking about the men, women, I'm talking about us too. Because what we like to do, I know you don't think he talking to me. Yeah, he talking to you. He ain't gonna be talking to me like that. Yes, he is talking to you like that. But what are you gonna do? Okay? We can't keep going in, y'all. Okay? That ain't gonna do nothing for your relationship, but continue to cause discord and discontent in your household. And that's not what we want. I am telling you from personal experience. You can overcome if you are struggling in your relationships, whether you married with your significant other, thinking about getting married, or what? Are you single? Especially single women and men. Y'all need to hear this. Get your communication together. Learn how to talk in love and in truth in a kind way. Soft answers turn away wrath. Ain't that Proverbs? You better say that, Sharita. Ain't that Proverbs 15? Soft answer turns away wrath. What that means to me? If I answer you in a soft, calm voice, you ain't got no choice but to get yourself together and be calm with me. You don't have no choice but to do that. I'm telling y'all, look, like I said, I'm not no philosopher. I come to talk to y'all through personal experiences. Me and my spouse, I want to help somebody, especially married couples. Because look, the enemy is taking our marriages out of here, left and right. People getting divorced left and right. If you know that you are struggling, with communication in your relationship, and y'all can't get on common ground, I am telling you to go get you a counselor, a spiritual faith-based counselor to help be a mediator. That person that's their point, is to mediate and show you things that you don't normally think of. Because right now you looking at your spouse or your significant other as the enemy. They're against you. They ain't against you. You against yourself. The enemy cannot continue to take our marriages for something as simple as communication. I'm talking from experience. Okay? Don't be ashamed to go get you no help. You gonna sit there and be stuck and miserable? Is you crazy? Come on, y'all. Traps, we ain't going down like that. No, we not. If you seeking counsel and you've been thinking about it, you've been praying and asking God, you and your spouse or your significant other need some help, you need to be asking God to help you steer you towards a marriage counselor. Faith-based. Somebody who know the Lord. Can tell you when you're right and wrong. Can look in and have an objective mind and not take sides. Okay? I'm going to tell you like the lady told me, and she was right. I never even thought about it like this. I'm going to share a personal experience. The lady told me I didn't trust my husband. I told her, yes, I do, honey. I travel too much for that. Y'all, she wasn't even talking about fidelity or infidelity. She wasn't even talking about that. Because when you think about, do you trust somebody, what does your mind automatically go to? Whether they cheating on you or not. That's how limited our thoughts are. That's not even what she was talking about. She told me, you don't trust him to say and do and be who he say he gonna be to you. I had to clutch my pearls. She said, because if you did everything he tell you, you wouldn't counter it. I'm like, oh my God. I never even, because guess what? He right and I'm right and he wrong, and I don't care what she say. But when I got out my feelings, and thought about what she said, she was right. And I made a conscious decision to start saying what he told me, how he cared for me, how he loved me, how he loved my son, hola, how he did all of that. I started to believe him for it. Because really he wasn't showing me no other way not to believe him. But because of my thinking and the independent mindset I had, I did not take him for his word, and when he said something was, if he said, Jessica, this is it, I always had something else to say behind it. Women, stop doing that. Men, stop doing that. Let's trust each other. Not talking about fidelity. I ain't studying that whether he cheating on you or not. You or him cheating, that ain't what we talking about. Keep and trust your spouse for their word. If he say or she say, I won't do nothing to hurt you, and I said this, but that's not what I intended, believe them. I had a problem with that. So what did that do? Continue to create more. I'm telling you all. Communication. I know it's so simple, yet it's so hard sometimes for us to get a hold of. But communication is key to your relationship. Communication. And what she told us to do, when you find yourself break, and I had to find myself, and as we was going through our stuff and through our process and working on this stuff that she was talking to us to do, now you got to do the work. Now don't go and the lady and whoever tell you or me telling you how to do this stuff and y'all don't do it, you're going to be right back at square one. Hey, Amanda, you got to do the work, okay? When you feel it's getting out of hand, y'all need to separate and go to, you know what, I need to go to my corner. Okay? Because most of us in relationships have kids, and I'm telling you, it's non-productive. You don't want your children growing up in an environment where all they see is the two adults in their house arguing and fighting. Not physically fighting. I'm just talking about fighting with the mouth, saying stuff that you know ain't right to each other. And them kids hear that. That ain't right, y'all. It ought to make you feel some type of way as a parent to subject your kids to stuff like that. It made me want in my marriage too. You better get you somebody to help you talk through it. Let me tell you something. I ain't got nobody's degree in marriage counseling. I'm married. But God qualifies me through experience. Do you hear me? Now, I'm telling you this to help somebody. Go get you somebody who's certified that can help you. But I'm talking to you through my experience. Because I know I was not the only one, and still not the only one, struggling with communication in your relationships. I know I'm not. But I want to remember, as you guys decide and talk about what you're going to do and how you're going to do it, what you need to do is make sure that you're continuing to walk in love with one another and trust your spouse. Trust your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your fiance. Because what I assume is at some point, if you with somebody, you're trying to get to marriage. That's the ultimate goal. Because God didn't mean for none of us to be by ourselves. I'm just not going to believe that. Wait, and if you single, wait on God. Don't be in a hurry to run out here and get you somebody. Wait on him. And when you start praying, y'all listening and listen to me carefully. When you start praying and asking God to show you who these people are, and he show you, I done told y'all, you better pick your purse up, pick up your briefcase, man, and you better get on down the road, because that ain't the man or the woman for you. If they were jacked up before you got married, they're going to be jacked up when you get married. Marrying folk don't change them. If he was a cusser before he got married, you need to work on that before you even get married. If they weren't good with money before you was married, they ain't going to be good for money when you get married. Do you hear me? Do y'all hear me? What changes people is prayer and lead by example. If you want peace in your house, you got to exhibit peace. I had to start saying, you know what? I'm tired of going back and forth with him. I'm sick of it all. And the therapist said, a person can't argue and fuss by themselves. Be quiet. Just shut up. And just look. Just be quiet. Just close your mouth. You ain't always got to have a rebuttal where you can you talk crazy to your job? Why do we feel like we can come home and do it so freely with one another? If you can control your temper and your tongue from 8 to 5, why you can't do it at home? That ain't just for me. That's for all of us. If you can control your temper from 8 to 5, you can watch what you say from 8 to 5. Guess what? You can control your temper and your mouth when you get home. It can be done if you wanted to. The enemy is taking marriages out left and right. Do you hear me? Every time I turn around, somebody getting divorced. Some of that's because we married the wrong people. Single people, wait on the Lord. Men who find his wife, find him a good thing. Wait to God. Ask God for your good thing, honey. Don't go out here and get no thought. You can't turn no thought into no housewife. She got to be redeemed. Then go back and get her. You hear me? Women, wait on God. Don't be out here searching and looking high and low. That's right, Stephanie. Wait on the Lord. Ask God for discernment of spirit so you can know who these people are. That's right, D. And if you're single, that's right. And what she say, praying for a husband, God ain't going to give you someone else's husband. That's right. Ask for your own stuff. You don't need nobody else's stuff. Practice it for when I get married. That's right. Olivia, claiming now the enemy won't have God. That's correct. And because God holds it in such a high esteem, that's why the enemy won't it. And I'm telling y'all, he gonna do everything. He gonna take what you struggle with, and he gonna multiply it times 10. If you struggle with temptation, guess what's gonna happen? Temptation gonna come your way. That's why you got to be protected and put your armor of God on. That's why you got to oil your spouse down. Y'all think it's a game? Too much. If it take all that, guess what? It takes all of that. Unless you want the enemy to have them. He ain't gonna have mine if I can help it. None of mine. Spouse, kids, family, none of that. Everybody getting oiled down blood, baby, and washed in the blood. Everybody. We gonna be praying up in this thing like we ain't never prayed before. Do that for your family. You want change in your house? You want change in your spouse? First of all, you be the change. You be the change agent. You be the change agent. What you want your spouse to exhibit, you need to start showing it. You want a peaceful, calming spirit, you need to be peaceful and calming. He ought not be able to take you out your character every time y'all have a disagreement. He ought to be able to say, you know what, every time we don't try this from here on out, she just, you know what. Then he gonna start looking at himself and say, I'm gonna just bet, you know what, it don't take all this. Look in the mirror first. Exactly. It ain't always the other person. Look at what you can do for yourself, okay? Look at what you can do. Remember, Proverbs 15:1. Sharita said it early. A soft answer turns away wrath. All that mean, what does that mean to you? A soft answer turns away. Wrath means anger. That's just chaos. But if you don't meet that stuff with the same intensity that is given to you, it don't have no choice but to disappear and go away. You don't have no choice but to disappear and go away. Don't sit there struggling and you need help. You need for it. It's time out for being embarrassed because you need a counselor It's time out for thinking of caring about what people gonna think about you. Because guess what? The same ones that's thinking and talking about you and your spouse got 10 times worse going on behind their doors. They need to be somewhere at the marriage counselor with you too. Don't be ashamed. That's what they're here for. You gonna sit there and keep struggling? You praying to God, but God said, Jesus, what you gonna do, boo? I done told y'all. Hey, Lexi. Hey, daughter. I love y'all. Okay? And I got a special place in my heart for married couples because now I am a married woman. And I know how it is when you go into a marriage and you're not prepared. I know because I went through it. Okay? You can overcome, but you got to put the work in. I know somebody, it shouldn't be this hard. If you ready, it won't be. I'm just going to be honest. If you ready, it won't be that hard. But guess what? Just like people evolve and time evolves, so does your marriage. So does your spouse. That person not going to be the same. You're going to have to learn, grow, and evolve with them. Okay? To kill, steal. That's right, Shawana. We go seek help for physical problems, so why not marriage? That's right. You go see a doctor. You got a pain or ailment, you run into the doctor. Some of y'all wear their insurance out. Baby, your same insurance pay for some counseling sessions. Go get them. And I cannot say enough. Don't be embarrassed or ashamed about that. So what? You want your family. You tired of living like that. You tired of having discord in your house? But you don't want nobody to know you going to marriage counselor? Are you insane? Baby, come out your feelings. Because don't nobody, I'm telling you, people going to talk about you regardless. They sure enough going to talk about you if you divorced and if you wouldn't walk around here saying that everything perfect. And it's not, and I'm not knocking nobody. Look, let me make sure I say this. I'm not saying that all marriages have issues. I'm not saying that. But I know that some of us do. And the main problem is communication. That's the biggest problem in marriages, communication. We're not listening and we don't hear each other and we don't trust the person that we with. And I'm not talking about cheating and infidelity. I'm talking about believing and trusting that person for what they say their word is. If he say X, Y, Z, you believe and trust him for that. That to come out, believe that instead of going back and forth. But why you say it then? You wouldn't say it if you didn't mean it. If he telling you, and when you calm down, talk about how you would like for him to start telling you stuff. Instead of him cussing you out too. Okay? Or you cussing him out. It's not productive, people. You're going to be ready. The enemy, that's what he wants. He wants you and your spouse on two separate planes. And they say, and please don't be afraid to go back and again if needed. Seek a second opinion if you're not satisfied. Y'all, we got to. And I'm going to get ready to get on out of here because I don't want to keep it too long. And I appreciate the people who join. And for the people who may watch this later, I done told y'all, I repeat it. The enemy come out to kill, steal, and destroy. And the foundation of what this earth is built on is family. Family. Husband, wife. And if he can come in and take down the dimension of a family, then he can take down the rest of it. Because when you got discord between you and your spouse, your children feel that. They got discord. They acting out. Okay? And you wonder what's going on in your home. It's because you and your spouse ain't right. Let's get it together, trap Christians. Let's get it together. Now, we ain't got to suffer like that. I get emotional about this, y'all, because I have been there. And you can overcome it if you choose to. You don't have to stay stuck in discord in your home. And you going out these four walls of your home and you walking around and you about to break down inside because you can't get no peace in your home. But you instead of sitting here like it's okay and you know it's not okay and you're too embarrassed and too ashamed of people to know that you're going through and you need some help and you need some prayer. You want that. I'm telling you. Me and Billy Turner, we overcomers. Do y'all hear me? Nothing about being no wife. I thought I didn't have a clue. I learned all these lessons I'm sharing with y'all the hard way. And we don't get it right every day, but we try. Okay? Say it again for the people in the back. We try. That's all you can do. Because the enemy will not have my spouse and won't have my family. He will not, and he won't have me. And remember, walk in love with one another and walk in truth. If you hitting below the belt, you wrong. The word told us in Ephesians 4:15, when Paul wrote to the church, or whoever he was writing to, if he wasn't writing to the church, he would write to somebody. Paul wrote to speak in truth and speak in love. You can tell the truth, but it's a way to do it. You need to have some tact. Don't be ugly and nasty trying to beat the person down. The love that you're supposed to be speaking in the truth is supposed to be building people up. If that old saying, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, you don't need to say nothing now. You need to just shut up. That's the word Ephesians 4:15. You don't believe it? Read it for yourself. Shut your mouth. Go sat down, like my grandmother used to say. Not sit, salt. It's salt. Go salt down. Do you hear me? Women, shut your mouth and listen. It ain't always a rebuttal. Billy tell me all the time. I had an issue with this. I just need you to listen sometime, but you always got something to say. He was right. I just shut up. I just be quiet. And guess what? He'll remind me in a heartbeat. When I'm trying to run out there, he'll remind me. Okay? Trap Christians, I love y'all. I want to talk about communication. It's a lot more stuff to talk about when it comes to relationships. But communication. If your communication ain't together, first of all, get your vertical together so you can get your horizontal. You got to have a relationship with God and get God in the midst of your marriage. In the midst of your relationships. This ain't just for married people, single. You thinking about getting married, you asking God and praying for God for that man and for that woman. Vertical together. Start journaling and writing down what you want and require. Okay? Not only that, okay? Making sure that y'all speaking in love and truth. Remember, when you speak in love and truth, it's to help the other person. Marriage takes three. You better say that, Shawanda. You, the person, and God. A cord of 3 strands cannot be easily broken. You better get you a cord of 3 strands and read that. I'll have that for y'all next time. I don't remember the scripture. A cord of 3 strands cannot easily be broken. You, the Lord, and him or her. God ought to be. And don't be like me, because I just knew God was all up in mine, but because I wasn't listening and I didn't know how to be. Single women, Proverbs 31. That's what you need to learn how to get there too. Google it. There you go. Proverbs 31 wife. God, you and your spouse. That's right. And nobody else. But that don't mean that you can't go get no mediator if you struggling. Me? That's why they're here to help us and to help you. You don't have to sit behind your 4 walls of your house and be miserable, despondent, and discouraged in your marriage. And you walking out every day, men and women, in the evening. I understand, because y'all, I have been there. But I'm telling you, I made up in my mind that I wanted my family. And the worst thing that you got going on is communication. That can be fixed. I ain't talking about no physical abuse. None of that now. You need to go on. That's happening. Now, we ain't condoning none of that. But if the worst thing that's going on with you and your spouse, y'all can't get it together, is fixed. I am telling you, you will be surprised how much, no idea. But you got to be open and you got to be willing. Like I said, I know it's a taboo. It's in the African American community. We don't go no counselors. Is you crazy? Baby, I know God can do the impossible. I'm telling you, Jesus keeps saying, what you gonna do, boo? You got to put some work in. Whatever outcomes you expected, you're gonna have to give God something to show to help you get where you're trying to go. Okay? Y'all remember Ephesians 4:15. And remember, Proverbs 15 and 1. Okay? A slow answer. Hold on, let me get back. Turns away wrath. All that means, if you gentle in answering, that you'll turn away all their evilness, okay? See them do it. That's my speak. If you receive to say, can we get over? Amen. Okay. Who we serve. He can do it. Like I said, I'm not a marriage. I don't have no degree in counseling. But baby, God qualified me because I'm married and I have been there. And I asked God. Let me tell y'all this. I'm going to share this with you. 2 years ago, when I was going through my struggle, I was journaling. And I remember asking God, at the end of this, Lord, this is not going to all be in vain. Create a platform so that me and my husband can help other couples know that they can overcome any kind of trial and tribulation in the marriage, that they can do it. And 2 years later, he did not answer me when I first thought it was going to happen. But I kept writing, I kept praying, I kept asking God to help me be the example of what kind of spouse I want him to be to me. Let me be the wife that kind of for the husband I want him to be with me. Let me show him kindness. Let me show him grace. Let him show me the things that you showed to me. And then he will start to reciprocate the same. And I'm telling you, 2 years later, I wrote it in a journal, y'all. Journaling. That's important so you can see God work. And look at the platform. I don't care if I don't have 5 people that watch this live. It might be one person on this live that can know that your marriage, look at me, your marriage can be healed and saved too. Because you're looking at an overcomer. And if Billy Turner was right here, I tell him to go get on this camera right now. You looking at we are perfect. Don't get me wrong. Because we still have to work and do this walk every day. Now, Mr. Billy better treat me right. But I'm telling you, it can be done. It can be done. All right, Traps. Check in on Wednesday. Well, okay, amen. 21 years and up and... Oh, here we go. 21 years up and down. Good and bad, but God. Yes, ma'am, Miss Carolyn. 21 years, baby. The good, the bad, and the ugly, but God. You better get a but God in your marriage. We went through, but God. I didn't know how to communicate, but God. He lost his mind and I lost my mind, but God. You got to put the work in. You got to put the work in. Because remember, you ain't marrying no perfect person. Don't go expecting this person to be perfect and you ain't perfect yourself. That ain't even fair. You holding him to higher or you holding her to higher standards than what you even holding yourself to. 26 years, but God. Y'all better come on, married folk. 26 years, but God. All the ugly cries, but God. But God. Baby, the time I was up in here crying myself for my family, but God. Asking him to step in and show out, but God. But he did it. He'll do. For the people that's on this live, for the people that's been married 27, 15, even if you made it to the 5-year mark, but God. But God. Y'all, I been on got happy. I'm going to let y'all go because we done been on long enough. I know I said it about 5 times. But I want y'all to have a great rest of your week, okay? Our scriptures again, Proverbs 15:1. Declare and decree from this day forward, you will be soft-spoken. That to build the other person up, not down. But God. Yes, ma'am. Okay? Walk in truth. And remember, the agape love that Paul is talking about in Ephesians 4:15 is the love that surpasses all love. It's the love that is for others and not for yourself. Exhibit that. All right? Y'all take care. I'll see y'all at Wednesday check-in. We will continue. I love y'all. And the Trap Christian out. Bye. You want to say you praying for your future son-in-law. I'll pray for him too. Work on it. Love y'all. Y'all take care. Bye.